We are live on Facebook, Joanna. Hi, everyone. I'm joined today by Joanna Booth. And Joanna, you're going to be teaching an upcoming class on the APNPI Academy, which is creating dreamy floral newborn sets.
Uh-huh.
Big fan of florals.
Big fan.
Big fan. Tell us a little bit yourself and how you got started in photography.
Yeah, I originally started my newborn business, Joanna Booth Photography, in 2011. And it, like most photographers, started after wanting to or looking for a photographer for my son, who was born in 2010 and wanted to kind of quit my corporate job and do photography full time. And just long story short, I really didn't like newborns and kind of gave it up until about 2014 and came back to it, learned more about it, understood how to really do capture them appropriately and in the right lighting and the right swaddling. And I've been kind of doing that ever since. And now I live in Houston, Texas, moved here in 2016. It's about 4 or 5 years, and I still do it on a lesser scale because I have a portrait business, but I absolutely love newborns. I never get to the point where I feel like I will give it up. I don't do them as frequently, but it's just something that I absolutely love. And florals happened. Honestly, in Alaska, I had a wild floral, there's beautiful flowers in Alaska. And I was just so drawn to the beauty of them. And they were literally right in front of my front door. And my first floral newborn set I created with flowers from my yard, and I always try to incorporate florals or birch sticks or whatever almost into every newborn session. I'm pretty obsessed with flowers.
Okay. I love it. I think it makes you stand out for one, and they're beautiful. Your sets, the things that you create, and if you look at your website, it's the first thing that I notice, and I'm sure partly as well something that your clients really seek you out for is this beautiful arrangement. So it's so nice that it came up organically for you, just
I
like
did.
these pretty things, like nothing contrived. Like, look, I could do this, and then it really took off for you. It totally worked.
Yeah.
So in the class, what are you going to be teaching? So obviously the title is creating dreamy floral newborn sets, but what can people interested in the course expect to learn from it?
So, what I've done is basically walk people through some of the most requested sets that my clients ask for. So, I reference imagery from my website. I think I go through probably 4 or 5 different sets that are the most popular and really show in the class how I set those up and really kind of where I'm shooting it from and the angles and different things like that. I don't have babies in there. And I talk about in the class how when I'm creating these sets, I create them without babies there. When my parents come, they choose kind of the ones that they really like the most, and we move forward. So my goal with the class was really to show students how to prepare for your clients, how to pull real flowers and also fake flowers that you get from like the Hobby Lobby we have here in Houston or Michael's or something like that. And I show people how I use fresh flowers from Kroger grocery store that was under $30 to really create the sets that a lot of my clients ask for. So that's kind of my job and goal and purpose of teaching the class was just really showing what is the behind the scenes of how I put these together. Not really so much how I shoot it with an actual baby in it, because I think that's kind of basic when you get a baby in a prop, but really showing them how I put the whole thing together.
Awesome. I like that you're going to talk about the shopping aspect of it.
Uh-huh.
I find, and I've been into the floral section of Hobby Lobby and Michael's, and or your grocery store. There's so much. You get
Yeah.
so overwhelmed. You're like, everything is beautiful. If you love flowers, you're just like, oh my gosh, everything. And I used to do prop making back ages ago. And one thing about flowers that I always found is like size is really
Yeah.
important.
Mhm.
Really important. So are there going to be tips about how to like shopping tips, either size wise, how to save money on them, because obviously they can be quite spendy
Mhm.
if you invest too much or not too much. I didn't know, but you know what I mean. they
Yeah.
think it's trendy. So, well,
Yeah, I
then,
think originally, I think in my original proposal for or the description of the class, I had this big floral shoot that happened like right before I was filming, and I was gonna really create like all of these over the top, really floral sets. And then I was like, that's not truly what I do. I don't work with a florist. I don't really create things that are like overly extravagant, and I didn't think that would be fair to people who watch the class to expect to go and use a florist or hire someone professional to put something together and to put all this work into a set where, in all honesty, I'm spending maybe $30. I mean, yes, I have a large floral cachet, or I have a stock of florals that I've just built up over time. But honestly, my goal was really to get people out of their own way to create something really beautiful that is really easy. And so I really kind of shifted my purpose in the class to show people not how crazy you can go with it, but how beautiful simplicity is to make that outdoor feeling come indoor.
you know what, when you think about, when you put it that way, where you can achieve these for like $30 a set, that's less than you spend on a cake smash that you can never use again because that
Yeah.
was right. So I like that. I think that's actually money well spent, especially if it's a portion of it is reusable.
Yeah.
So, what's one thing you wish you knew about photography earlier in your career, whether it's newborn or
Gosh. It's just the path of like photography. There's just so much stuff that you just don't know until you go through it. And it's really because I have mentees that'll come in, and I mean, I think one thing just to kind of narrow, like one thing is you don't need what everybody else has. I think that's one of the bigger things. Um, I mean, in my whole business, I just thought, oh, you follow these people or you look at other photographers and you're like, they've got this, they've got this, they've got that. And obviously I need all of these things. And you really don't. I think lots of things you need are, like a shusher that's very important, or a cart to hold some things. But if you don't have those things, don't go out and spend money on it. Try to work with understanding baby safety first. I think that's most important. I think we put too much value into the stuff and the wraps and the props, and we don't spend as much attention to how to really achieve things safely. So I would probably say jump into mentoring or learning the craft, or like taking these classes with APNPI or other resources, and really understand baby safety and technique first, and then worry about building up. Okay, let's get the cutest prop or the cutest outfit or whatever the case may be. Just start really simply and then build up after you've gotten your technique down with how to get a baby calm and how to really swaddle baby where it's safe. So I think that would be the best tip for people. I wish I would have known that more too, because I just bought a bunch of stuff. And then the safety aspect, not to say that I ever was unsafe with babies, but I think it's not presented first. And I think it should be the first thing that people understand and learn prior to getting a million things that eventually you buy them and then you don't even really, you're like, I mean, the stuff I started off with, I don't even have like half of it anymore.
there's such a, especially right at the start, there's such an evolution in your style. So you, right, that temptation to grab everything and try everything and do everything, which there's nothing wrong with actually, because it's how you learn in certain ways,
Right.
and how it helps you define your style. But I do like the focus being first on the safety and the
Mhm.
technique of working with a baby,
Yep.
rather than the temptation to get drawn into all the frilly stuff that you may or may not decide that you like at the end of the day. So
Yeah,
I like.
definitely.
What excites you about photography right now?
Oh gosh. I would say I'm definitely a person who's always drawn to learning lots of different things. I think that has always been part of my journey as a photographer. So I have, a couple other different businesses. For me, it's always going to be about understanding lighting. So whether if it's going outside and doing something, or practicing with different wraps for maternity sessions, or, really whatever the case may be. I am one that's always more interested in learning different things. And sometimes that's client inspired. So I have a client who wants a maternity session and she wants to feel like there's like window panes coming through. And I just don't really have light that will show window panes like that. So I'm really researching how to use barn doors and how to create, harsher light so I can create this vibe that she's looking for. So lighting is always the most exciting thing for me. I literally am starting doing maternity sessions with harsh light, really trying to emulate when I shoot outdoors and embrace harsh light to bring that in studio because I really am a soft light photographer. So I think that would be the biggest thing that's really inspiring, is just really getting into the differences and pushing myself out of my comfort zone of, okay, this is pretty, this is soft, into something that's maybe more fashion forward. Not for newborns. My newborns are always going to be the same, but maternity, I'm really pushing the envelope a little bit in creating a little bit more fashion forward maternity looks.
Nice. That is really fun. And I do
Yeah.
it's nice that your clients trust you to do that. Like they don't necessarily have to see it in your work, and they just see your beautiful body of work and think, oh, she'll be able to pull this off. And then that you put the work in to do it for them.
Mhm.
Awesome. So back to your class,
Mhm.
what do you hope that students will walk away with after they take this course?
I hope that they walk away with seeing really how easy it is to build a newborn floral set. I think it's very, very simple. Even recording the film, I was like, oh, okay. I had to make sure that I'm making it clear to them of how simple, and I really walked them through. Okay, I walked them through creating sets with fake flowers and then creating sets with real flowers, and showing them how cost effective it is, that they can create something in addition to their own newborn style that's really beautiful. So top thing is how inexpensive will be number one. Number two, how really easy and streamlined it is to just add another element to what you're already doing. And three, just showing them really how to set it up before their clients get there. So when the baby comes in, they're ready to go and they're not stressed with trying to figure this out when a baby is already in the prop or anything like that. So just really a whole easy workflow is kind of and pricing is really a good top three things that I like for them to take from the class.
Yeah, I like easy workflows.
I do.
I really do. I really think when you master a workflow, you can take a shoot, and even with a fussy baby, from 4 hours down to 2 hours when you
Yeah,
get on the workflow. And it makes life so much easier.
it is. Yeah.
Saves you time, which in the end saves you money, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah. Well, Joanna, it has been a pleasure speaking with you today. I am really looking forward to your class because, like I said, right off the hop, I am a big floral lover, but I've never taken the plunge into doing something. I'm trying to think. I think once I included a little bit of fake flowers, and it really did work out nice. I'm going back in my memory of what have I done? Yes, one time. I think I need to watch your class.
It's super easy. Yeah, super easy. They were like, I'm gonna bring flowers in every session.
That will be my now.
Yes.
No, I'll leave that to you guys. All right. It has been great speaking with you, and I really do encourage everybody to check out your APNPI class, which is creating dreamy floral newborn sets. Have a great
Thank
day.
you. Bye.